All right, so let's talk briefly about the case study responses. This way, hopefully, it clarifies any questions you might have. So, one key part to understanding law is understanding case studies, looking at how cases begin, how they're processed, how they're concluded, how verdicts are reached, things of that nature. So, in legal studies, this is done through a case study. And what a case study is an individual will go through everything, all the details of the case, including background information, evidence presented, sentencing, judges' uh, claims and dissenting arguments and beliefs and everything that goes into a case. And a case study at the high level are big documents. They are 8-10 pages of just this is what happened during a case. So part of that, a case studies also uses to reflect on the process and talk about issues and results and recommendations. It's a way for legal scholars to take that information and maybe apply new understanding or different changes to come to a better understanding of the actual content. So that is what a real deep dive case study looks like. You're not doing that here. This is an introductory level course. This is a 100 level of criminal law. So you're not going to complete an entire case study. So what I've done is designed this to be a case study, but a micro level. So you are still going to be reading through information on cases, but instead of diving in through all the background, all the events, all the responses, you're going to get a smaller version of that. And we'll talk about that here in just a moment. So, for your responses, you are going to be given a court case to look over and review. And a lot of these are actual, already designed case studies, usually by judges or legal scholars. Sometimes they are the actual legal proceedings, the official uh, overall summary that the court produces after a sentence has been completed. So you're getting actual documents to look at. So you're going to read through them, and you're going to review them, and then you're going to write brief 3 to 5 paragraph response essay. Each one of these is 3 to 5 paragraphs. Okay? So you're going to have, at bare minimum, it's going to be broken down to you have an intro paragraph, a response paragraph, or more than one. That's where the 3 to 5 comes in, and a concluding paragraph. The intro should include the basic information to show that you understood what you read in the case. So that intro should be who were all the parties involved, what was the case saying, and what were the initial results from the case. Period. That should be it. It's the demographic information. Your response paragraph or paragraphs are going to have you look at the case overall and answer particular questions regarding the case. All of your case study responses, I've included questions. Those questions are your middle paragraphs. This is where you are filling in that information. Your intro paragraph and concluding paragraph are not the questions, they are separate entities. Um, you're going to answer those questions. You should also examine how the case was resolved, as this is often a point where you would explore in a more traditional case study what could have been different. And then finally, in your concluding paragraph, provide some insight into your opinion on the case. So I want you to actually think, did you agree with this case? Did you not? Why? Reflect on what you took away from the particular case. Like, what impact did it have on other things? So again, I know 3 to 5 paragraphs seems long. Realistically, if you're typing this up in a standard Word document, you're looking at, when it's double spaced, 1.5 to 2 pages total. Like, this is not that much. Um, so just keep that in mind. This is fairly brief and should connect back to the content of the week's content being covered in class. I picked all of these case studies because they were related to the content being discussed in the lecture. So hopefully you can find something to connect back to. Um, an important thing to note is these each one is worth 10 points each, so they pretty much are intro and conclusion paragraph is like 2 points each, and then the middle stuff is the bulk of the points is the 6 points, because I just want to know that you are understanding what the case is talking about, what's being covered, and then your bread and butter, your answering the questions, your reflecting on what is being said and done. That's where the points come in. So spelling and grammar does count for these, so make sure you proofread. Make sure it's as accurate as possible. If you're interested, this is not necessary, but this is how to write a case study. If you're interested in the nitty gritty of like a full blown case study, how they write them, you can use it to reference as you're trying to do your response paragraph parts of the assignments, but you don't need to. This is literally just extra for people who are interested and think that you're going to go into law school. These might be important to look at. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out to me via email, and I'll be glad to walk you through it, especially your first one. I'm going to pull up the link just real quickly so you can see. So obviously, this is a website that helps people with writing. I'm not saying you can or can't, but so writing a case study in criminal justice, essentially, when you are given a chance to write a case study, you kind of pick what crime you're going to be talking about, and it goes through all this stuff, and it gives you a full breakdown. Gives you all these different pieces, how to write it, the main part, the conclusion, the intro, which again, we have this kind of breakdown as well. But really, again, if you plan on going to law school, this is worth reading into because it'll be helpful, but it doesn't matter to all of you. All right, so looking at our first one to kind of help you through this process, the very first one, technically the first two, case study response 1 and 2, I'll tell you right now, I'm very lenient on, just simply because it's you getting used to this. So I will be grading it a little lighter. So, if you do it, you're probably getting anywhere from an 8 to a 10, as long as you do it. So obviously, because it's the first ones, the first questions are straightforward and easy. So the questions that I'm asking you to address in the middle paragraphs are: what crime was committed by the defendant according to the court? Was the sentence appropriate for the crime? What type of case are you examining? I'm not asking criminal or civil because they're all criminal, but what exactly does this case do? And what was the outcome for the case in particular? Obviously, I also want you to put in your own thoughts, but these are the kinds of questions that I will be, well, these aren't the kind of questions, but this is what is your middle paragraph. So let's take a look at case 1. And so our first one is Domingo Robles versus the state of Indiana. And so what we have here is this is an overall case study summary from, in particular, the Court of Appeals of Indiana. They were looking at the case, and this is their official document in response. The official, like, you can look at this stuff online. But we have, it's important to note that this is the opinion of Judge Brooke. So, hint, there might be some kind of dissenting opinion amongst people. But looking at overall a case, the issue that the defendant originally brought forward, and it goes through all the different content to look through. These are all the things that the court had to go through and how they responded. And hint, hint, right now, right here at the bottom, this is the where you might find some of that information. So I made sure that the first two are fairly short and easy to go through. They're not long cases. Some of our other ones are longer, but this is your chance to just get a general start. So my honest best recommendation for starting these: start your paragraph with your case study response with just list out everyone who's involved: state of Indiana, Robles, the judges, what was the case going forward that Robles was initially charged with. Well, what is the case you're looking at? And then dive into these questions. So, what crime was committed according to the courts? Notice the wording is important here. What is the crime committed according to the court? Was the sentence that he was initially given appropriate? What type of case are you examining? I'll tell you right now, it's not. It's a criminal case, but I can't give you the answer, but I want to so badly. It's a very specific type of case that we will be talking about in the lecture videos. And what was the outcome of this case? Not the original case that the defendant is bringing up to someone. Hint, hint on question number 3. But what was the opinion of this case? And then just put that out there, and then last paragraph kind of sum up and say, would you have, based off of what evidence was presented, what information you have available, would you have made the same choice? Would you have done something different? Why or why not? How does it look? That's it. That is all I'm looking for in these case study responses. I just want you to get a start at looking at these. So again, the first 2 ones are pretty straightforward and easy. They're not extra complicated. And the goal for that is so that by the time you have finished the second one, I will be grading them, giving them back, and I will be giving you more guidance on how they look going forward. But the best way is just start. So again, second one, look at that. 3 questions, pretty straightforward. You click on the case. We have a wonderful PDF if it wants to load for me. Perfect. Look at that. This one's a little bit longer, but again, it's pretty straightforward. There's a lot of footnotes and things at the end, so don't worry too much. There's a lot of that. So, again, read through these. Do not panic so much about the content. I tried to make it as straightforward as possible, especially for these early ones. But if you do have questions, please reach out to me, let me know, and I'd be glad to answer your questions. Otherwise, good luck and see you soon.